স্ক্রিনখন দেখা পাইছা?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I hope that this stages, each of them is clear to you. Okay, so we have seen that the data cleansing process. After that, we have data integration process, and then we have data selection process. Then we have data transformation process, and then we have the final process, that is the data mining. After that, we have pattern evaluation, and then we represent that knowledge. Each and every step is clear. Okay, so this is the diagram. Now, there are two forms of data analysis mainly. One is classification, another is prediction. Okay, we always try to actually do these things. Means either we try to classify and or we try to predict. Now, let's define what is classification. Here I'm citing an example that a bank loan officer wants to analyze the data in order to know which customers are risky, which are safe. Okay, so what that bank loan officer trying to do? Can you tell me? He's just trying to classify those customers based on the history record, that whether that means that loan applicant is of the type risky or safe. Accordingly, he may assign that loan, right? So that is a kind of classification, because we try to classify those customers. Then similarly, a marketing manager at a company needs to analyze a customer with a given profile who will buy a new computer. This example will go through it. Don't worry. Means suppose you have a computer shop. So various customers visit your shop, but it doesn't imply that each of them is going to buy a computer from your shop. So we need to analyze that who is going to buy, or the probability of buying that computer is high. Okay, so in that case, we are trying to predict. Okay, so classification, I hope clear. We try to analyze the data in order to know their classes, some predefined levels. A predict, we try to find out some future cases. So let's take the example. Say the marketing manager needs to predict how much a given customer will spend during a sale at his company. How much? See, this keyword is important. In the case of classification, we have seen that we are actually trying to determine the classes, we are trying to determine the levels, right? But in the case of prediction, some numerical values being trying to found out, right? That is how much a given customer will spend during a sale at his company. So we are trying to predict a numeric value. Please note that. Okay. So in this case, a model or a predictor will be constructed that predicts a continuous valued function or ordered value. Now, if we need to cite one algorithm for a classification, then you can give the example of neural network, right? KNN. Then similarly, suppose if you want to cite an example of prediction, then that will be your regression analysis. Okay. Now, next step is that how does this classification works? Actually, there are two processes, or you can say two steps. First, what we do, we try to build that classifier, or you can say your model. Then only we'll apply your build model or classifier for the classification task. So this first phase is very crucial, because here we try to build a classifier based on some given data and some given knowledge about the data. Okay, and the second step is what? Whenever new data appears, we try to classify them on the basis of the model that we have built in the first step. So let's come to the first step. that is building the classifier or model. This step is also known as learning step or learning phase. Okay, because here we try to build a classifier. In this step, the classification algorithms build the classifier. Okay, we have a lot of classification algorithms, as I have cited you, the neural network, KNN, okay, SVM. So you may pick up one of them as per your need. Then you will go for building your model. So in this stage, we try to test that model, how to classify the new data based on some given previous leveling data or leveled data, right? So the classifier is built from the training set made up of the database tuples and their associated class level. What I have just said that in this step, you have some knowledge about the data for which the classifier to be built, right? Knowledge means what? Class level. Let me give you one example. See, say, say, sharp-minded. Suppose you are a teacher, you go for taking a lesson in the new classroom. Okay, and there, because you are new to that classroom, what happens? Some classification regarding that student's IQ level to be done, so that you can maintain your pace of learning and teaching accordingly. Okay, so thereby from the past record, you have found that there are three classes. One is sharp, one is say average, and one is say dull, right? So from where you got this knowledge? Because you have some data or past record of the students where you are going to teach. So these things you can consider as levels or class levels. Okay. So based on it, what you will do, you will classify the whole group of the students in the classroom into these three different groups. So this is possible because you know these things. You know that sharp levels IQ, then average level, then done. Without that, you can't do that. Okay. So what I mean to say that classifier is built with the help of this knowledge data, and that is actually what? From the training set. Don't confuse that the data set is same. Okay, data set is same. We divide into two. One is training and there is testing. I'll come to that point later. Don't worry. So the classification or classifier, we build it from the training set. Okay. Now, each tuple that constitutes the training set is referred to as the category or class. See, I have classified to three types. Suppose X belongs to this sharp. So we can say that X is a boy of sharp IQ. Okay. Then suppose Y belongs to average. We can say that Y is a boy or girl of average IQ level. And similarly, Z belongs to dull. So what it is saying that whatever the data points belonging to that particular group or particular class, we can consider that is of type that particular class. Right. You know the term tuple. I hope you got it in your DBMS. Yes. Right. My voice is coming clearly, right? Just a minute. Hello. Yes. MS Girls Hostel বুলি এখন আছে MM Girls Hostel MM Girls Hostel তাৰ না আপুনি তিনিআলিটো যিটো দেখিছিলে সেইটোদি সোমাই আহক সোমাই আহি পেলাই MM Girls Hostel বুলি যিখন আছে তাৰ সন্মুখত এটা বিল্ডিং বনি আছে তাৰ কাষৰ ঘৰটোৱে ব্লেক কালাৰৰ গেট আছে সেইটো আমাৰ মই নাই মোৰ ৱাইফ আছে মই তাইক কৈ দিছোঁ Yes, yes, yes. সোমাব লাগিব সোমাই পেলাই আহি পেলাই অকণমান এইটো হেৰি হ'ব ৰ'বা দেই এনেকৈ চালে এইটো আপোনাৰ ৰাইট চাইড হ'ব আই থিংক ৰাইট চাইড অ'কে চিয়'ৰ চিয়'ৰ মই কৈ আছোঁ क्लास में हो क्लास कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट था प्रोजेक्ट का हम बात करेंगे थर्सडे को या क्लास चल रहा है ठीक है just a minute, okay? Hello. Yes, no? So I hope that the concept of training data set is clear. That you have seen that we are actually building that classifier from the training set. Okay, and that the concept of tuple is also clear. I think you can consider each data point. Okay, you know if I am considering a table. Okay, if I'm considering one table, then what would happen? This particular record we are considering as tuple. Okay, so these tuples, the difference is that here they are labeled. Labeled means you know that this belongs to either sharp category, say average category, or dull category. This information you already have. Okay, and based on that, we try to actually develop our model, classifier model. For the algorithm part, you may choose any one of them. That's I have started SVM you can choose, or KNN you can choose, or new NN you can choose. Okay, it doesn't matter. The model will have to be first trained. Okay, and that phase is known as learning phase. Up to this point, is this clear? So let's come to this diagram then. What you can see from this diagram? Please analyze it. ये डायग्राम दिखाई दे रहा है आप लोगों को?
Yes, sir.
So what is this? What this diagram tries to imply? Can you tell me? Please look at this diagram very carefully and tell me.
If the age is low, then loan is not safe. And if the age, like it is middle-aged people and they have an income of low, then we can consider it as risky. And if the age is uh, like old and the income is high, or if the age is middle age and the income is high, then it is safe to give a loan.
Very good. So what you have observed is from this table, right? Okay, manually you can do it, but what would happen if I have suppose 1 lakh of such tuples? Now you are considering this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tuples, right? Suppose we have 1 lakh of such tuples. So in that case, we need one algorithm, right? First, with that algorithm, we will try to build our classification model, and that will be done from this training data. Why I'm citing this data as training? Because you see, this is being tagged loan decision. Actually, what we try to do, our motive is to find out that particular customer visits our bank for loan. So you have to first analyze that whether that loan decision will be risky one or safe one or low risky one, like that. Just a minute. So you can sorry, apply this algorithm to this training data, and based on that, what would happen during the learning stages, or you can say the learning phase, we have derived some classification rules. Okay, these rules being derived. What are the rules here? If age is equal to youth, then loan decision is risky. If income is high, then loan decision is safe. If age middle-aged and income low, then loan decision is risky. So this being done during the training phase. Okay. Then you got it, that classifier, we use it for classification. Then the test data is used to estimate the accuracy of the classification rules. Let me first clear this point. First, we have this training data. Okay, training data. With the help of what? We have trained our model. Okay, we have trained the model. And after that, for the testing purpose, we are using the test data. Okay, and from this, we actually doing what? Trying to find out the accuracy of our design model. Okay, dear scholars, one thing I'll do now, I will give you one paper on this. Okay, and half an hour time I'll give you. Let's come to the group. Okay.